Fala aí, galera. Eu sou Austin and welcome to Portuguese 2.0. Today I'll be talking about the two verbs ser and estar, which in English is just one verb, to be. This is a fundamental concept in any language and very important to understand why in Portuguese there are two verbs to express how we think of one verb in English. Let's check it out.
Institute of Linguistics presents Portuguese 2.0 with Austin Wisdom.
In Portuguese, like many other languages, there are different ways to classify different states of being. And in order to avoid a metaphysical discussion that would inevitably lead us into question why we are here and what we're doing and the purpose of everything, we're going to just put that to the side and talk about two fundamental distinctions, ser and estar. Basically, ser is for more permanent things, characteristics, character traits, professions, things that don't really change often. And the verb estar is for temporary things like your physical location, your feelings, your mood, and many other things that we'll get into in the video. So of course, before you can use these verbs, you have to know the conjugations. They are irregular verbs, so make sure to study them.
This is where the fun begins.
Here they are for ser and estar. So pause the video, write them down, and at the end, when you're finished watching this, start writing some sentences using some examples that I've given you and some of the vocabulary that you're learning. Two important things that you really should focus on in order to know how and when to use the verb ser and estar is don't overthink it. You can spend a lot of time hesitating, trying to figure out if it's temporary or permanent or why you're going to use this or that, or if you're going to change your mind or change your profession, but trust me, it's not worth overthinking. Just pick one and use it. The second thing you really need to know is you have to increase your exposure to the language. The best way is to observe native speakers, have conversations, ask questions. Hey, for this situation, what do you typically use? Or I'm really confused about this. What do you recommend? And they're going to give you some advice. And again, follow these general guidelines from this video. It's a great place to start, but there are probably hundreds of cases that you're going to have to make a decision on, and it's better just to pick one. If you're wrong, it's okay. No one's going to kill you. So coming back to how to use these verbs. The three most important things with the verb ser are characteristics, character traits, and professions. For example, somos uma dupla sertaneja. Which, if you don't know what música sertaneja is, Google it. It's like Brazilian country music. I love it because I'm from Alabama. Some other examples are: eu sou americano, vocês são brasileiros, vocês são fortes, eles são médicos. These are cases where it's something that's really intrinsic. It's a part of who the person is, their identity. Again, profession, yeah, it could change, it could be temporary, but don't overthink it, right? Just keep it simple. For the verb estar, we want to think about temporary things, principally feelings or moods and physical locations, and the weather is a great example. Hoje está calor. Hoje está quente. Today is hot. Estou feliz. Estou triste. Some more examples. Você está no mercado. Ele está na praia. So, before we conclude today, there are some notable exceptions. The first one is time. São 2 horas. It's 2 o'clock. Time for me is one of the most temporary things that you have. It changes constantly. But for whatever reason, they chose to make it with the verb ser. So, you'll just have to memorize that. Next, we have directions. So if you're saying where an immovable object is, like a beach or a building, you don't use estar because the building's not going to move, the beach isn't going to move. So, o prédio é ali. The building is there. The third and final example for me is hilarious because it really is counterintuitive to these simple differences, and it's when you talk about death. You use the verb estar. Eu estou morte. Like, it's temporary. Você está morte, você está vivo, you're alive. I get that, that's temporary. But death seems, yeah, it's permanent. So, I don't know. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
And there are, of course, many more ways to use these two verbs, but this is an introduction meant to get your feet in the water, so to speak. So don't worry about trying to learn everything and to be perfect. We'll have more content about that in the future. Speaking of more content, subscribe, like this video, and talk to me in the comments. Every time we launch a new video, you guys will receive a notification if you click that bell. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Até logo. Abraços.